Friday, it's Sunday mid-morning. It is April 7th as we push forward in towards the summer solstice. It's a ways off, but days are getting longer. Days are getting warmer. This week is no exception. We're going to find temperatures this week. Potentially, the lead story this week is going to be 80s on Wednesday night or Wednesday afternoon into Thursday, probably more into Thursday. So a big warm up in store. And that's sort of the big weather news. So you're going to hear that in all sorts of iterations, how it comes. Some people say high 80s. It's going to get pretty warm here, but not unusual for this time of year. We're past Easter now. I want to start off real quick. Let's pull this up. This is Truckee, California. I brought it up only because Truckee gets this reputation, or you hear it all the time. It's the coldest spot in the lower 48, right? And in fact, it is often the coldest spot, but not in the winter. Truckee is the coldest spot generally between June and October, which is sort of interesting, right? June and October, so late summer, early fall. Why is it the coldest spot? Well, it sits pretty high. It's up almost 6,000 feet. The temperatures are taken to the Truckee airport. But the thing to note is, see that I kind of pushed an arrow in there? Up high, it's cooler, right? So as you go up 1,000 feet in the atmosphere, or you go 1,000 feet up, you lose 3 degrees in temperature. That's basically the environmental lapse rate. So at 5,900 feet, you're talking 20 degrees cooler at the coldest temperature than it is, say, down at sea level. It's 20 degrees cooler. So in June and October, the sun angle is changing, days are getting shorter. You're able to achieve some very low 30s, even some 20s in those months, and that makes you one of the coldest spots. Now, is it the coldest spot today? No, it's not, because if you go up to Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, the topography allows all that land, or all that cold air off the Canadian landmass, right? You're way up in latitude to drain down into that central plains. And so those cities are often much colder than Truckee. But Truckee gets the reputation as we're the coldest city, but it really is June through October. And it's because of the environmental lapse rate. It cools about 3 degrees per 1,000 feet, but it also, see the mountains around it? Those go up over 8,000 feet, and the cool air up there settles in, cold air sinks. And so it settles into this basin down by the river. You see the Truckee River there? So it gets really, really cold, and always really cold. But technically, Truckee in the winter is kind of balmy because of the weather systems coming off the Pacific, right? It's a warmer fetch, if you will, as opposed to coming off the continent. The oceans are 58 degrees, blah, blah, blah. So Truckee. Oh, the other thing with Truckee, the name, it got its name from the Paiute Indian guide, from the 1840s and 50s. And I've heard all sorts of things, like his name was Truckee, and they made it Truckee. But I think the most logical is Truckee is what Truckee means, all okay in the Paiute. Supposedly means all okay. And he would say this to the settlers as they were coming across the Humboldt Sink. So that's how it got its name, from Truckee, all okay, we're going to be fine, 1840s, 1850s, as we kind of follow the path of the Donner Party. Okay, so there's that. Let's go move on. We'll go look at the satellite image now. And this is from this morning in the last couple of minutes or so. And you can see the Sierra Nevada clearly ringed in with snow. That is, when you see that and you're a farmer, or even if you're just a regular citizen, when you see that kind of rain up in the Sierra Nevada, or that kind of snow, that kind of water melt potential, it's kind of exciting. So we're over 100% of average for most of the Sierra Nevada. And that's a couple years in a row now. So that's good news. The biggest thing I see is the runoff that's going to get into the aquifers. It's going to percolate down into the groundwater and help replenish. Because the big story in California, no matter what anybody says, you hear about the drought. Oh, the drought monitor. And the next year it's okay. It's not okay. We're in a drought. We're always going to be in a drought until the aquifers from Redding to Bakersfield fill back up. We're in a drought. So we got to quit. Well, that's a whole nother episode. But the idea is, when you see snow like that, we're going to start to replenish those aquifers. And we'll talk more about water some other day.